This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Ombraz Viale Sunglasses, which I've been testing for the past 4 months. Let's dive in. So as you can see, these are sunglasses with a twist, so they don't have arms, they just have a nylon maritime grade cord here on the back to connect them. And in my experience with sunglasses, I do deal with a lot of cheaper sunglasses. When they break, it's typically something to do with the arms, whether that be the arm itself or the connection between, the hinge between the arm and the frames of the glasses. So this kind of removes that, and it's a unique design, and it might not be for everyone, but we'll dive into the materials first. So the frames are TR90, which if you look online, most people say that it's very durable. It's a good thing to use for sunglasses. There are some people who say it's really actually not that durable, but in my experience, I really like this. Has held up very well, very durable, and just rugged. So it does bend a little bit, which I think is good. So it's kind of like a bend, don't break mentality here. And then we have the maritime nylon cable here. And the way this adjusts, it has these little 2 adjusters here on the sides, and you can get more cable out of there, or you can tighten it up. So when you're wearing these, I have noticed that my face does sweat a little bit more with these, but I think that's because I wear them a little bit too tight. So my suggestion would be, so to put them on, I always go like this, make it all the way loose, put it underneath my ponytail, man bun, whatever you want to call it. And then what I do is I tighten it all the way, and then I just kind of pull out a little bit to get it a little bit of air, so that way it's not just completely pushing on my face so much, and I just have a little bit more room to not sweat so much. And depending on how hot it is and how tight you have it, sometimes these will fog up just a tiny bit. I've noticed some fogging on the insides here. But overall, I think that, again, that's just me pulling them too tight, so you can get away from that by kind of just positioning them a little bit further out, and then they're still going to stay on your face. So you can there are a few different models of these, and some of them have side shields, and I have a different pair of sunglasses. I believe these are the Camina right here, and I have one of the side shields on right now. So this gives you a little bit of protection on the side from the sun, and also like if there was like sand or something like that. There is like little holes so stuff can get through, but I do like the idea of these side shields, so they are very difficult to get on in my personal experience. Maybe once you get used to it, it's not so bad, but just something to keep in mind. If you struggle like doing things with your hands like that, you might struggle like I did. I also have the cases that come with these sunglasses right here. So this is just a standard case. If you just get the sunglasses, has a little cleaning cloth in there that you can pull out and clean. So very small case. I really like this case because these sunglasses are very durable. They don't have anything that's gonna break. So I mean, in theory, you could break the frame, so probably not going to happen in general use. You just slide these inside here and you're ready to go. Or if you have this case, this has space for the side shields right here. You still have a thing to clean the glasses with, and then your glasses just go inside like that. So this is neoprene and offers a little bit of protection, and it's also small enough to like fit in your pocket. It's really just not going to get in your way or anything like that. So overall, very happy with these things. I've used them for a ton of stuff. I've gone fishing in the Upper Peninsula trying to catch trout. These are polarized, so it kind of cuts the glare off the water. I was actually riding my bike with these like 2 weekends ago, and I was hit by a car. And luckily I was okay, the bike was mostly okay, and my sunglasses stayed on. They did not fall off, and as you can see, they are still intact. So they have handled exactly how you want them to handle, and also just wearing them for everyday life, I just really like them as sunglasses. So I go to a lot of soccer games. We have a soccer team here in Detroit, and lots of smoke bombs and stuff like that. I'm able to really tighten these down so they're almost like goggles to kind of keep the smoke out of my eyes. A little bit better than just a standard pair of sunglasses might do. So overall, very happy with how these have performed. It does take a little bit of getting used to when it comes to just wearing them like without the arms, because you can't just put them on as easily, especially if you have longer hair like I do. You have to like put it over your ponytail or whatever and get it set. I will say this has not pinched my hair or anything like that. I do put it, as I showed earlier, under my ponytail pretty much every single time, so I'd recommend doing that as well. But it does, as I said, just takes a little bit of getting used to compared to throwing on a pair of regular sunglasses. One negative is if you're wearing a helmet and you're doing something active and you don't want to stop, but you want to take the sunglasses off because it's getting dark. You can't really do that. They just dangle there until you can take them off. So if you are finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So when it comes to packability, obviously these are about roughly the same footprint as a standard pair of sunglasses, but it's a little bit thinner because you don't have the arms that are folding there or any mechanisms to help it fold there. And the cable obviously does take up some room, but you can kind of put it wherever you want. And the real thing for packability for me is just how big is the case. And as I said earlier, you can fit this in your pocket. So shoving this in here is pretty easily. You just kind of shove it down in there. Maybe not the best way to do it, but that's how I've always done it. And then I shove the cable afterwards. Then I can still fit this in my pocket. Even my front pocket right here would work. You can put this a lot of different places, but the sunglasses themselves are 0.7 ounces, which, let me check my notes here, 19.8 grams. Very lightweight, and for how durable these are and just how useful they are, at least for me personally, I think that's a pretty solid weight to usage ratio, because you really can use these for a ton of things, whether it's cycling, running, or just general use. They're pretty light. They're not going to weigh you down. They're going to fit in most slings. I know maybe if you have a really small sling, this might be a little bit too long, but even then, like, the edges will just kind of fold over a little bit because it is that neoprene. So very portable, very lightweight, and still durable. So another pair of travel sunglasses that we recommend a lot are these sunglasses from Rove. There are a few different models, just like there are for the Ombraz here, but these are the Franklin sunglasses. So these, obviously, as you can see, are much smaller when they're in their combined, or when they're in their compressed, whatever you want to call it, folded state. But they're very different sunglasses, and for a very different kind of traveler, in my opinion. So these fold out, as you can see, and they have a lot of hinges. So these have no hinges, and these have a ton of different hinges that make them work. So obviously these take up hardly any space. I do think these are more stylish. I don't think they're really my vibe. I don't know, they're just not for me, but I understand why these would work for some people. They're very small. As I said, they're very stylish, and they go with like a more like clean and composed look, whereas these are more sporty. But I will give the durability nod to the Ombraz here. I mean, I know it's plastic compared to metal, but these just, I mean, these probably aren't going to break, but they very easily could bend, or you could have an issue with the hinge here. But the metal itself is probably not going to break, but because there are so many components going on here, you have more of a chance of these breaking while you're traveling, I think, than the Ombraz here. You could, in theory, something could happen to this cord, but unless you like get it caught on like scissors or something, I don't really see how that's going to happen. You'd have to get something pretty sharp for this to break. So as I said, these are for very different people. This is maybe more for someone who just wants to put something on, wear it all day, and have it be pretty comfortable and like be able to do anything, whether you're running or riding a bike. And these are just a little bit more stylish. I think they do look better and can be dressed up, which is something you're not getting from the Ombraz. So it just depends the kind of traveler you are and what you're trying to do. So there you have it, the Ombraz Viale sunglasses. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.